Hey folks, welcome back to Lord of the Flies. We are playing with Lemuria, and of course I am Lucid. It is turn 81. So that means we are getting pretty damn far into this game. Um, and I was kind of thinking about it. A lot of my games that I'm putting up right now are getting pretty far into the late game, and they are very grindy. So if you don't want to keep watching the series and see it to whatever kind of glorious conclusion it goes to, I will understand. But if you have never made it far into a game yourself, like you've never made it into a multiplayer game to turn 80, then definitely stay tuned because there's all sorts of crazy stuff that comes out in the late game. And the late games really are driven by kind of different dynamics than the early game and mid game. And we'll talk about that a little bit as we kind of go into this one. I'll try to kind of talk a little bit about kind of abstract game theory and stuff. But before we get into that, diplomacy. He said, "You executed that siege defense well a couple turns back. I wasn't expecting so many mage defenders. I pondered whether I needed to bother with poison resist, but I figured I would be okay between Mass Regen, Life After Death. However, I didn't have enough gems for 2 Mass Regens, and I'm not sure what happened to Life After Death. In any case, I really should have probed it first, but I don't think I could afford to waste the turn." So he was referring again, I believe, to that battle we had in the ocean with his Pretender God, where eventually I kind of came out on top there. And I think my Pretender casting Foul Vapors was pretty important. He was saying he didn't get poison resistance up. And he didn't get Mass Regen twice because he didn't have enough gems. So that was kind of, if you recall, I did that magic phase attack, and that disabled that. If you go back a couple episodes, you should be able to see that battle if you missed it. So we get attacked by our disease demons, as we do. As we do. Just taking... Okay, this is unfortunate because here they kill my lady. My Deathwater lady. So we had some defenders come in, and we cast Invulnerability. Not very good against disease demons, because they have a magic attack. And then, boop! There we go. Okay, so anyway, this is the tax of fighting a Blood Nation in the late game, is you're going to have this happen a lot of times. It is very annoying when they get one of your nice commanders. And in fact, you would kind of want to make sure these commanders are never alone in a province. Where is this? Okay, it was right there. Let's go check right over here. So I had a few guys there, but maybe not as many as I should have. If you have a bunch of scouts or other things, those are actually pretty good counters to this. Okay. So let's see what we have. We have a bunch of battles. We're just going to click through these really quick. Okay, so we raid him successfully. He runs into us and we killed him. Well, kind of. I think they just... That looks like they actually escaped. We get wrecked by this thug again. Okay, we'll watch this. I think it's worth showing Utguard's fine moments here. So we have a Gamherding. The pride of Lemuria, this Gamherding. And he runs in and is probably going to get trounced. Okay, there we go. That's unfortunate. If I put him on hold and attack and I waited till this guy got paralyzed, we actually might have been able to kill him, because Gamherdings do a lot of damage. But like this, it can kind of go on all day. Okay, so we see how that goes. Okay, we get wrecked here. I actually want to see how this happened, because these guys are pretty good thugs. Oh, but it's Gamherdings. Okay, oh, we just did Wind of Death. Now, Wind of Death is going to be okay. It's not going to do great. It's really only going to kill the foul spawn. It's not really going to kill the giants. And the giants have too much HP. That's basically why. And they're not going to... You can die from Wind of Death 2 ways. One is you get too old and you'll die no matter what your HP is. The second is you can die from having your HP tick down, because Wind of Death decay will damage your HP and also age you. So anyway. Anyway, that is that. Coming down here, he raids... Well... This is not a raid, this is one of his big armies. Let's go see where they are. Okay, they are up here. He's got a big army on this fort, and he cracked it. We'll talk more about that in a hot minute. Okay, we successfully raid him. He kind of raids us and fails. We kill a bunch of... This is a raid on him. It's working. Oh, this is actually pretty damn cool. We'll watch this. So this is a successful Lemuria thug, which we haven't had too much of. I haven't used this that much. You definitely don't want to really use thugs versus Rlyehn, because he can enslave mind and other things. Oh, so a lot of his army actually retreated, which actually may have been a good thing for him, because I think we're just going to... A very chaffy army like this, we probably can just kill. So we have, if we look at what's cast, we have Invulnerability. So we're basically going to be immune to non-magic attacks. We have Astral Shield, which is going to make us paralyze people near us. You can see the little grayed out wolves. And we have Soul Vortex, so we're going to heal a lot. We could kill an infinite amount of this kind of chaff. And Soul Vortex also is going to be a kind of crowd control. And there we go. And so they rout. Cannot complain about that. That was, I believe... Was it this one? No, this one? Okay, that was this one. So anyway, pretty good. I kind of wish he didn't have all of his chaff rout. It's a bit unfortunate. We have a battle here. Let's watch this one real quick. So this is a kind of moderate-sized battle. We have kind of a bunch of chaff on his side. Not a ton of mage support, though we do have a Scrotty here. And it looks like this guy's kitted out like a thug, though he's just running into combat. I'm not sure why. He probably should have cast something first, like Liquid Body, but he hasn't cast anything. He's just attacking, and that... Oh, I guess he runs forward. Oh, he's spamming Cleansing Waters? Very, very bizarre. I can't say I understand this. But Itimu is here, and Itimu does not really care about Cleansing Waters or really anything. Boop, 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 boop. Meow, meow. I mean, it's really like Dragon Ball Z. He's like Goku, jumping around, killing everybody. It's like everybody else watching on the ground is not able to see him. He moves so fast. So that was that. We lost a tiny bit of chaff, killed a bunch of his chaff, and slowly we are making our way through the Utguard chaff hordes. Utguard put a lot of energy into building chaff, and chaff is very, very useful in this game. I love chaff. The problem with chaff is, especially in the late game, they do almost nothing unless you can buff them, and I don't see right now Utguard doing any of the big buffs. That's kind of one of the main things that's missing, is he's not doing like Armies of Lead or anything like that. Or even Mass Protection, which would be pretty good. So this is kind of highlighting why these guys really aren't that... Vampires and Liches are not that great against ghosts. If you can't have a solid front line, they'll just walk up and smack you, and it will go through invulnerability or anything like that. Okay, this thug kills us. Utgard is using these Scrotty very well. They're a really strong part of Utgard's strategy, is the ability to kind of throw them out all over the place. Now this is weird, okay, because we get wrecked here by this vampire, and we'll watch this real quick. Vampires should not be able to kill all these ghosts. Now, if you look at what are the problems, so I wasn't expecting really a vampire, maybe I should have. You want to have these guys not in a blob, because he's going to wither bones them. Oh, no, I think he has armor on, too. Okay, he has armor, so vampires with armor are just going to kill him. It doesn't... Wither bones is going to hurt a little bit, but... my guys are not going to be able to kill him. Fire is also not great if you know you're going to be fighting a vampire. The invulnerability is not going to help, but he has really high protection regardless. And with Soul Vortex, we're not going to be able to do enough damage. Now, you can't kill vampires with Lemuria with Undead Command, so again, if I knew that, I'd be casting Unholy Command, or Undead Command, so this guy would be on Advance and cast spells, but he was not. He was just sitting in the back doing effectively nothing. Okay, so that was down here. He raided another one of our provinces, and then I'm going to try to click. We had a successful raid ×2. He has a successful raid ×1. And we're going to just hop out of this real quick, and we'll see... Oh, wait. So he stuck his little nose through it to see, hey, what's inside? And he just sent one little guy. And we don't have anything inside, so he's probably going to attack us next turn. That is right here. So he broke this fort. We've kind of gotten wrecked here. There's a kind of small army on top. So he could have sent it all in and probably claimed that this turn, but he was being a little conservative, which is not a bad thing. Okay, so a few things. We'll start off with the score graphs, and we'll just see, a lot of these turns I've been talking about, rating. Well, this is really the net effect. We're trading provinces kind of evenly. I'm losing a little bit of ground after I gained a lot of ground. I'm not really sure when my war with Utguard started, probably like back here. So I'm definitely net up. In terms of forts, we are definitely growing, though we've kind of stopped growing a little bit. But this is a very, very good fort score graph. Income, this must have been right around when we attacked Utguard. Because the pattern that will make itself very clear with Lemuria is your income will go up, and then you don't have a good conflict, it'll go down. I think this is when I attacked Kalem, and then this is when I attacked Utguard, and then it's just been down here. And it'll go up again if I really get some strong positive momentum. So anyway, that is kind of how score graphs work for Lemuria for income. Gym income, we've gone up some, but we're kind of steady. Research, we're going up. Dominion is very good. This is actually really important. This is like the force driver for my army size. So the higher my Dominion, the more army I'm going to get total. So this is very important. So this is basically my army production ramping up. And then you can see, actually, we've been pretty steady. We haven't lost a ton of ground, but he's definitely killing troops as quickly as we're making them. So we haven't had a huge battle this turn for me to just look at it and say, oh, okay, crap, this is how many units we lost. Because that's actually one way to tell how many you're producing, is you just look at how many you lost. And if you hold steady for a turn, you can kind of guess. Okay, so I think that's about it for these events. There's a bunch of forts under siege. We're not going to go click through all of these. My queen has reformed Octavia. We've given her the marble armor, a starshine skull cap, and then a ring of returning. And hopefully, if she gets hit, she's not going to like insta die. And she's going to make a ring of sorcery. And hopefully, with ring of returning, she will just zap home. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I will tell you that being my future self and coming back and looking at this game as I am kind of walking through the turn. Horrors, a lot of them do armor negating damage. Some of their attacks are armor piercing, but a lot of them, especially the higher level like the Doom Horrors, are armor negating. And forging a Ring of Sorcery, I'm almost definitely going to get a Doom Horror. So this marble armor is not going to do anything. I really just have to buff up defense, maybe Rabbit Foot Amulet, and then get my HP up. But armor protection is not going to do much against a lot of the top level horrors. So this is probably not good. I'm probably still going to die if I get attacked by a Doom Horror, but I could get teleported back, which would make me very happy. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to do. There's a few things. We see Storm Demons mounting. This is not a big enough Storm Demon army that I'm worried about, but we can see they're growing. They're higher than they were the turn before. And we also see lots of Thralls, which means this guy is deep into vampires as well. Oh, and did we... Okay, I think we were just patrolling here. So we caught a bunch of raiders. That was where a lot of the raiding was happening. And we are going to storm this castle. Now, this is a bit risky. I don't know what's inside, but there's some good reasons to storm it. One is we have his cap pinned down. Now, with his cap pinned down, he can't reinforce, like, bust out and attack this turn and reinforce from his cap. So he's very limited. He can only fight me with the troops he has in here. The only problem with this is, well, there's a few problems. One of them is I can just do basic casting. Power of the Spheres, Anti-Magic, Rigor Mortis. Now, I probably could have gone ahead and scripted something else, like maybe even Darkness, which probably would have been a good idea, but anyway. Because I think I definitely have enough gems. The problem if I did Darkness is there's a chance I would run out of gems and wouldn't be able to do Rigor Mortis if there were two battles, a battle outside the fort and a battle inside, which, against a good player, you need to anticipate having a battle outside and a battle inside, so I'm a little low on gems. We're going to come here and attack on top of this throne. Might have been better to go and kind of sit on top of Utgard's cap. This is a pretty damn strong army. The army scripted with Rigor Mortis, Anti-Magic, Soul Vortex, Darkness. That's basically... I think we have Wind... Oh, we don't... Do we have Wind of Death? I mean, God. Oh, we don't have Wailing Winds. Wailing Winds this guy could have cast, and that's actually really important, so that's a big mistake, not having Wailing Winds. We're going to come over here and try to bust these guys off of our throne. Hopefully that will work. We are also reinforcing this. I do want to take this fort. So we're sending in a bunch of dudes. We've got this guy coming in to do Grip of Winter. This guy cannot do Army of Lead. Who else is coming? Am I bringing in some Earth Gems at least? It's not appearing that I'm bringing in Earth Gems. I need to bring in Earth Gems. Okay, this guy... however you say that. He's coming in from my cap, and he is carrying a bunch of Earth Gems. So because this is not a lab and this is not a lab, I can't get any... though this guy could. Okay, so this is me not thinking very hard. Hey, okay. He could have come up here. Should have done that. But I didn't. Because, hey, you make mistakes. Or I do. Okay, so we're going to come here. We're going to basically do most of our big battlefield-wide drops. The only thing we can't do is Army of Lead, which we need to do. And I really... Yeah, Army of Lead's fine. Normally you'd want to do Army of Gold. But we're not really worried about fire spells with Utguard. So that's going on up here. This is one of the big armies. We didn't look at it because he just kind of whooped up on some PD, but he's got this guy who I cannot kill. At least I haven't figured out how to. Not a ton of mage support in this army, but a lot of giants. And these guys are siegers. They have 5 bonus siege strength, so their total siege strength is 9, which is really, really high. So he can basically one-turn crack all of my forts very easily. And basically, I think I'm going to have to give this to him. Yeah. We're also bringing in a huge army here. We're doing Storm and Fog Warriors. And that would be probably pretty good. It depends how strong this Communion is. But it could be really good. Though I really should do that in conjunction with other types of spells. This is not really... And I'm risking my Fairy Queen. Okay, we are doing Mass Protection. So that's actually okay. Power of the Spheres, Mass Protection, and then a bunch of Charms. Summon Storm Power, Storm Fog Warriors. This actually is okay. Darkness would be good if I could drop that. I don't have a ton of dudes up here. If we look at where I'm moving these guys, we're like this guy's going up that way. These two guys, where are they teleporting? 34, 34? Where's 34? Okay, these guys are teleporting in here. And we're expecting that to basically get dropped open. Why do they have the exact same script? Oh, wait. We're just doing Rigor Mortis. That's kind of dumb. Rigor Mortis, if you want to cast it twice, it's usually good to do it at the beginning of the script with one guy and at the end with another. Because here they're just going to kind of waste time. This guy really has a super combatant script, which I don't know if that's going to be good. Actually, that would be good. It's not, well, I don't know, because they've got the devil here that has a magic weapon. He would chop through my guy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really approve of this. I think this is probably like a bad idea. Teleporting in these two guys. We don't really have anything else going on in here. And these two guys, especially with that script, it's not going to be enough. I don't think so. If I gave one of them marble armor, they could probably hold up to the devil. But without it, it's just probably not going to happen. Okay, so anyway, this guy's going up here. These two guys are teleporting in. This guy also is going up here. I don't have a ton of mage support in this corner, so we're going to be moving a bunch of guys up here. Because right now I basically have a bunch of chaff in this direction, but I don't really have much mage support. So hopefully we kill this army, and then hopefully we can kill this one. The other thing I'm going to have to figure out, and I haven't figured it out yet, I don't believe. Let's check our little centers where we make things. Yeah, I don't see any sign of figuring it out yet. But it will probably come up in a turn or two. I'm going to have to figure out how do I deal with these devils, because they are pretty damn scary. And my ghosts cannot kill them. An infinite amount of ghosts are not going to kill them. So I have to come up with a plan. I think what we'll use... on one hand, I would really like Life Drain to kill them. But the problem is the AI will almost never cast it. Once you get through the initial script, it'll always default to Horde of Skeletons, even when that does literally nothing. So that is a problem. So we're going to have to figure out what we do. Write in the comments if you think what we should do with Lemuria with Astral Corruption up, which really limits our ability to do things. I mean, we could... They also have really high MR, so things like Mind Hunt are not going to work. Yeah, if we had huge amounts of these guys, we committed a ton of mages, we could theoretically enslave Mind one or two of them, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, so that's basically that for this turn. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the next turn. We basically are planning to have a big battle here, a big battle here, and we are patrolling here in case Rlyehn moves his army over this way. And that's basically it. So we'll pull up the next turn. I'm going to do 2 in this episode because we need to go ahead and catch up to where I am. I'm on turn 106 in the real game. I mean, holy crap, this game's going on so long. Okay, we get attacked by a Gortite Horror and we do not die. So this was after forging the Ring of Sorcery. Oh, this guy, okay. Oh, no, he has a magic attack. It should go through Body Ethereal, or Body Ethereal. He does hit pretty hard, but he only hits once. Is this working? Okay, well, whatever. He hits me and then I go back. I thought we could actually show it to you, but it turns out it's pretty bad cinema. Okay, my global enchantment was dispelled when another was created. Utguard cast something. I mean, Midgard cast something. What the hell did he cast? Blood Vortex. So this got rid of Mother Oak, I believe. So that's a bit annoying. This is one of the... Blood Vortex is a pretty bad spell. It's going to kill whatever province, all the population of the province you cast it in. It will turn it into Blood Slaves, which is kind of okay. But it's kind of a very desperate thing. And you have to cast it in a high population province with a lot of population nearby, I believe, to recoup the 166. What you can use it for is a way to dispel other things when the global enchantment thing is full. So if none of the spells up are yours, you can cast this to dispel one of them, which might be okay. It also runs out. After you kill all the population in your province, it'll just go away. Kind of interesting. Global. We have Wizard Tower. I didn't talk about that, but that got cast. I'm basically going to be spamming this out. So we got a Wizard Tower here. And I think he tried to raid me here too. Yeah, with Horrors. But probably not going to work. Oh, it did. Okay, I don't know. We'll actually go through the things kind of in order here. Okay, so that actually worked. So I think I wonder what happened. I wonder if this is actually full. Okay, so the wall integrity is damaged. So what happened was I had a dude patrolling or something. No, there was PD. The Horror attacked, killed the PD, and then the few guys I have inside here repaired the wall integrity up to 11. So anyway, that's what happened. One of the things, if you do these, normally, like if you're building a castle, it happens after all the attacks are done. So if you get killed, like that province dies from a magic phase attack, from a normal attack, that fortification never gets built. If you cast a build fortification as a spell, it happens before all that. Or, I mean, I think it probably could happen that a magic phase attack would happen before. I don't know how that would work. I've never seen that. But in general, it will happen before all the attacking stuff is done. So, in this case, this got cast first, I think, didn't it? Yeah, it got cast first, and then there was a Horror attack. The Horrors laid siege to it, but then they disappear after the magic phase, and then the province was ours. So anyway, kind of weird. Coming down here, this guy got... Okay, this was the guy, I think, who cast... No. This guy was attacked by a Horror. This other guy got attacked by a lesser Horror. Which is fine. I don't know if he was forging or anything like that, but he got zapped home. He had a Ring of Returning. This guy, the Lemurian consul, got attacked by Hunter of Heroes, which he has Consumed Soul, which I'm not sure. This may be one of the ones which can permanently kill immortals. Okay, and he dies. Also, okay. This is one of the guys who has a ton of armor negating attacks. Like Drain. Wait. These are armor piercing. I thought this guy had armor negating attacks. Okay, this one's armor negating, but it's MR negates. I guess not. I guess this guy does not really have armor negating attacks. Okay, I thought he did. A lot of the Doom Horrors do. I mean, he has one, but anyway. Okay, and then we have a bunch of battles. We're gonna click through them real quick, just see if there's any juicy ones. Okay, I raid him. I appear to be successful. I raid him. I am not successful. I wonder if this burned gems. That was actually the real purpose of this attack. Or no, I think... Is he attacking me? No, I'm attacking him. I think I'm just trying to burn gems. And I do burn some. He does anti-magic at least, which is not much. It's only burning like one gem. Probably not worth it. Coming down here... Okay, that was this. Okay, he kills a bunch of my dudes. I think that was a successful raid. Yeah, okay, we successfully raid against him. This is actually, we're gonna go a little faster. I'm just gonna click on, okay. He raids us, that's not great. I know there's some battles in forts. Okay, this actually is a really important battle. Okay, so he is basically going to be doing Firestorm. So he's got gems to do Power the Spheres, and then Phoenix Power, and then Firestorm. And if these guys hold the line so that we don't get back to his caster, then we're basically going to be dead. Okay, and there's Firestorm. His guys are weak to fire, but they have a lot of HP. Oh no, they're not in this case. I thought they were weak to fire. Maybe they got buffed. But they have a lot of HP, so they kind of don't die very quickly. It's actually interesting. I would never thought to use Vine Ogres for Firestorm. So anyway, that worked as a final effect. He killed one of my Grand Lemurs, an entire army. So that's not good. So we lost at least 400 units this turn. We can use that. Okay, we lost even more. So, oh wait, was that not the one? Okay, this one. Okay, so we lost 420, and then, okay, this is us attacking one of his armies, which was sieging down one of my forts. Okay, we have Fog Warriors, but Cleansing Water is doing a lot of damage here. And we're probably going to kill these Gam Herdings, but we're not killing them very quickly. And the fact that I do not have Rigor Mortis is really killing me. This is really this is why Rigor Mortis is so important. Your ghosts do not kill things very quickly. And because they don't kill things very quickly, they're just going to basically sit out here and blob up a lot of times. So these guys might not have been on attack route. If they were, some of them might have streamed past. But even if they got past, they would just blob up here instead of here. And if they have good mage support, like in this case they have basically Communion with Regeneration and probably Relief up. Yeah, with Relief. So anyway, they have a pretty powerful Communion. They'll just go for forever, killing hundreds of ghosts, which is kind of what you see happening here. If we get, it looks like he has somebody doing Gifts of Heaven, which probably means he's cast Earth Power too. So they have a ton of Reinvigoration, and I just get absolutely demolished. So that was a pretty important battle here. We were trying to shut down his raiders, and we didn't do anything. We killed 4 Gam Herdings, which is nothing, and lost an entire army. Retreat details. Okay, we did retreat successfully, so that's good at least. Where was that? Okay, that was this one. We had another battle here. Okay, we successfully raided. He is attacking us. He raided successfully once. Okay, this is also bad. Oh man, this is a rough turn. So we lost, what, 420, and then another 200, and then I think this one we're going to get wrecked also. So if you're fighting Lemuria, this is a pretty good instruction for how to beat them. Putting strong units on guard commander around a communion cluster can be very, very powerful. There are counters to this, but with Lemuria, they're kind of tough. I mean, you can do Wind of Death, but if they get turn 1 anti-magic off, you're kind of going to be okay. And then with the communion, if they can do mass regeneration... what's the age on these guys? You probably will still kill them through aging, these Sithkonas, but that's the only thing. But that's important. Being able to kill the Sithkonas would be a big deal. But if they get anti-magic up first, you're not going to hit a lot of them, because they have pretty high MR, like 18. Did they get it up? Yeah, they did. So, yeah, you're not going to hit a ton. I think with 18, you'll probably get, like, 10%? No, probably less. I don't know, 8% hitting with Wind of Death. Maybe less. But we do have Rigor Mortis up this time, and so, unfortunately with the Communion, it's a little harder for Rigor Mortis to work, because, basically, he has relief up, and the slaves have relief up, so they're going to be getting that. Plus, the slaves don't really need to be awake, and the masters take so little fatigue from casting spells, due to all the slaves, that they can really keep going for a long time. So we see a lot of spells coming down. We're kind of hitting on here, but we're not really killing anything. Now, there's some things that I probably could have done, like if I had one guy with Power of the Spheres, and then dropping some big death evocations here, like even just Cloud of Death or something like that. That could put a pretty good hurting on them. But you risk getting close that this Communion's going to zap you before you zap them. So, anyway, we can see that was not a favorable battle for us. Which was this one? Down here, Xantrast, yeah. So he loses 6 dudes. I lose one of my Grand Lemurs, and all of these guys 600. So we're up to... oh god, at least 1,200 troops lost. So we'll see what this does to my army graph. And then coming down here... okay, and he breaks through this fort, so this is another... we'll just say we're at 1,400 lost now. We're at least that much. So, oh, that was this one. Another fort. We tried to storm this one. But to our dismay, there was a... oh wait, no. He's storming our fort again. And it's this damn super combatant, which right now we don't really have answers. Now, he is sacred, so we theoretically could apostasy him. But I don't know if we're in range. This guy would have to be on advance and cast spells. Yeah, we're not in range. So, okay, no, this guy is on advance and cast spells, so hopefully he's going to get in range and do apostasy like a good little mage. Yes, come on. Instead, he's casting... this is actually kind of a problem, that they cast Protection of the Shadelands a lot, way more than they should, which is annoying. We have Soul Vortex on, and that's going to really help us with our fatigue, whereas any of my ghosts that get close will be turned into fatigue relief for this guy. The occasional drain life, though, but the regen's just too much. Really, apostasy is what my guy needs to be casting here. And I can't really count on this guy being sacred, like the other devils are not sacred. Okay, there goes Enslaved Mind. More drain life. These guys are both in range. So drain life is kind of doing some work, but not enough. The AI is just too bad in terms of spell casting. It only does something useful every 30 times. Well, not really. Like every 4 times it'll be a useful spell. Raise Dead does nothing. Raise Dead does nothing. Protection of the Shadelands does literally nothing. Decay goes... decay is MR negates, though, so it's not hitting him. So So anyway, this is how this is going to end. We can't quite kill him. If we got really lucky or the AI was better, it would have killed him, but the AI is not better. So as a result, he captures our fort with his devil and kills everything. So I think we're up to now 1,600. So all in all, not a very good turn. It appears that Utguard has discovered our kryptonite, which is these little... Well, two things. He has two things. He has these communion balls with really strong dudes around it, which I am currently unable to best. And he also has super combatants, which currently I cannot kill. So this is kind of a signal that what we are doing is no longer working. And if you think that you can... Like, Lemuria does not really suffer losses, and anything you do is fleeting. Well, Utguard is doing exactly what you need to do to kill Lemuria. He's taken 2 of my forts, and he's beating back my army while taking very few losses. So what he is doing is working very, very well. Now, he's probably getting a little weaker from fighting me, while Midgard is getting stronger. So that's kind of some meta problems. But in general, this is working out very well for him. If we judge when I'm not really fighting much, this is about the rate at which I'm going up, and this looks about the same rate at which I'm falling. Yeah, so I don't know. It's probably like that I get about 600 ghosts a turn probably, and then I dropped about 1,400. So if I lost 1,400 but also got 600, it would give me like a negative 600 or 700 slope here, which is about what we have. So anyway, gives us an idea as to what our ghost production is. You could probably also do some math if you were mathematically inclined by doing like average number of candles times number of forts or something, if you knew what that would be. But so anyway, this is not looking good. He's keeping a lot of our forts sieged up, which means they're not going to be producing ghosts. We are getting shut down all over the map. Our raiders are getting killed, not so much this turn, but by disease demons. So all in all, it's not looking very good. Not looking very good. So let's talk about what our strategy is here. Well, there's a few things. One is... Okay, this army actually dodged us here too. So we attacked Utgard, and there was just one guy on top of this. And he attacked here with a little scouting group, just one mage, with enough gems that it was maybe going to trigger gem usage in my army. So that didn't happen, and maybe we should have sat on top, but I don't know, because this big nasty army is going to come out, and this isn't all of it. This is just part of it. So we've got to figure out what we're going to do. I've got a ton of guys moving in here. We've got Golgoth, who is our earth-empowered mage and also air-empowered. He's going to be doing Army of Lead. That's going to be standard issue now for important fights. I'm going to try not to march armies of 600 around with such a little mage support as I've been having. We're going to have to do more mage support. That's like lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is we need those people casting things like Drain Life or other kinds of evocations. I wonder if I have... I'm not doing it now. The problem with Drain Life is it doesn't really get cast. What I'm going to start forging, I'm not doing it right now. Bring more mages up this way. Is the Standard of the Damned. It's an expensive item at 25. But we've got pretty sturdy chassis to put it on, and it will just spam out Drain Life all day long. So if we put it on the right kind of guy, like a Centurion, which is a pretty good chassis for it, he will do nothing other than spam Drain Life. And Drain Life is a very, very strong spell if you're fighting elite units. Okay, we're researching here. Okay, we've got our Queen of the Lake, who's right here. We're going to send her over here and just sit on top. And what this will do is, if we end up fighting the assassin, or any assassins up here, we will take our toll, and she'll reliably kill assassins. So that's kind of the thinking. we'll start sieging this down, and then while these guys may get killed, we will kill some of the assassins with our Queen of the Lake. On this front, where we've basically gotten our ass kicked and we've had these two provinces taken from us, we have to figure out what we're going to do. There's 100 guys in here. I want to kill them. They haven't broken through my fort yet, but there's only one wall integrity left, so they're going to be breaking through it really soon. Basically, we're going to prepare to kill them by just doing a little bit of Wind of Death spam. Just, sprinkle a little bit on there. And then they'll retreat. And hopefully be ready to do something useful the turn after. I'm expecting these guys are going to go for my throne. So we're going to go ahead and pull the Fairy Queen back this way. We're going to be pulling a lot of guys into the throne. This guy is going to be... Okay, let's look at all the people. This guy's going to be coming in doing Power of the Spheres and Bone Grinding. Now, this won't work, and I think the reason is it's Death 7, and I was thinking if I overcast it with gems, I could cast it with Death 5 by putting 2 extra gems in. I think you can only boost the path once with Death Gems, so this actually is going to be a failed attempt at Bone Grinding, which is unfortunate, but probably balanced. Okay, he's moving in here. These two guys, where are they going? They're coming up... Okay, these are the Wind of Deathers. And the other thing we're doing is hopefully just making it a little hard for these guys to break through. But he's got 2 big armies. He's got this one, which is pretty damn tough. A bunch of Glosals and then some Gamherdings, and he's got this one. And we can almost guarantee that he is going to go right on top of my throne this turn. So this is not really kind of what you want to see. The only thing I have going in my favor on this side of the map is I've got this big group, which we're going to kind of chase them into our throne, or at least that's the plan. What the hell is this guy doing? Okay, well this is just the standard, I'm just moving this big stack through. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. This guy's coming in, Power of the Spheres, Horror Mark. Okay, we're doing a Summon Lamashta little trick. And basically the way you do this is you cast Horror Mark, and Lamashtas are technically horrors. So they are going to go for whoever you put Horror Mark on. And this will help make it so they don't attack you, which is nice. So Horror Mark and then Summon Lamashta and then Drain Life, and hopefully this will deal with whatever is in here. Though not totally sure. We also have Swarm going off, which should kind of provide adequate cover for this guy to go do his stuff. So we'll see. This is kind of a little fencing attack. I don't really have too much going on here that I don't know if this will work. He also has an army on top of this fort, which looks like we're going to get the crap beaten out of us. But we are sending in Itimu, so there's a chance that Itimu just will wreck them. We also are geared up to have a big battle here. We're going to go ahead and storm this castle. I don't think he has too much in range of this castle, so there's a good likelihood that I take it. Most of his good stuff is over on this part of the map or down here. I don't think there's anything, and I've also got his cap sieged up that can get here. So we're going to go ahead and try to take it. Hopefully that works, but you never know. One of the problems is I don't have a lot of dudes. Like, I probably should have brought everybody, but I don't know. I didn't. All these guys are also moved patrolling here because there's a good likelihood he continues to try to kind of raid on top of all my provinces. Lemuria can be kind of easy to raid, and I think a lot of times players think, like, don't raid Lemuria because what are you really doing? That you're not really taking the cap. They're still going to get all the gem income. You're not depriving them of much income. What you are depriving them of is map movement, because they can move very easily through provinces, but not when you get them all raided up. Like here, he was cutting off retreat routes. And yeah, those in and of themselves are enough to try to raid, but importantly, you also cut off ghost income. Like, you're not going to get any new recruits when your forts are being graded. So If he uses thugs or pretty efficient raiders or like little groups like he's been doing, well, now he's got a good mix of light and heavy groups. They're very good against Lemurian PD. So kind of like in the early game, when the counters to ghosts aren't numerous, raiding Lemuria is not a great idea. But once you have the things to counter, actually it can be pretty good to raid Lemuria. Though you do have to be careful because they can just jump out of their forts and smack you. But anyway, I think this is a pretty good strategy he's using. I probably should have put one PD here too. But anyway, okay, so that's basically it. We have a big Doom stack moving this way. We lost a ton of stuff down here to Rlyehn here, which is annoying. We're basically just going to hang tight. He's not doing much damage to this. We are moving an army just to liberate that. These guys are still patrolling. I could have them move out. I kind of don't want them to. We're kind of just hanging tight in this theater. I don't want to have them die, and I don't want to lose ground. Basically, as long as this army's here, I'm probably not going to lose a fort over this way, but if this army dies, I'm probably going to lose a fort. So we're just going to patrol here. I don't know if this is the right call. And this guy also should have Wailing Winds. I don't know why I'm not casting it, but anyway. Is he assassinating me? No. Just pinging me. Okay. So I think that's it for this turn. So anyway, you can see things are not necessarily going great. We kind of caught Utguard a bit off guards. I mean, he knew the war was coming, but he didn't really have good strategies in place to deal with me. Though he's adapted very, very quickly. Or not very quickly, but pretty damn quickly. Within like 10 turns. He has things that really I'm not able to answer at all. Yet. Now, the only thing I'll say is these counters have been employed against lower mage group armies. Like just with like 2, maybe 3 mages. But against like big armies like this, he's going to have a bit harder time. Here, I wonder what I have coming out. Okay, yeah. Well, I've already looked at that. But I think that's it. So, anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and wish me luck. We have to come up with something to deal with both these Deathball Communions, and then also with these super combatants. So, thank you all for watching. See you next time.